What's up, everyone? Art here with No Code Devs, and today I'm really excited to tell you about a tool that we use every day. It's called Beehiiv. Simply put, Beehiiv is a newsletter publishing platform, but it's really much more than that. Self-proclaimed as the newsletter platform for growth, Beehiiv really has it all. It has a referral program built in, paid subscriptions, an ad network, AI tools, custom forms, custom domains, deep analytics, and so much more. There's really a ton you can do with Beehiiv, and we're going to show you some of the really cool ways that we use Beehiiv and some of the features of the platform that allow us to grow and automate our newsletter like a major player in the industry. Let's dive in, check it all out. And if you like this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. All right, let's go ahead and dive in. We've landed at beehiiv.com. That's Beehiiv.com. The newsletter platform built for growth. It truly is. They have a ton of different tools from, like I said, AI tools to publishing tools to growth tools and everything in between. Some of the biggest newsletters on the planet use Beehiiv, as well as some smaller niche newsletters like ours. But the tools that are available to smaller newsletter publishers are quite incredible. Really, some of the same tools that are being used by big publications like Morning Brew. The team from Beehiiv actually came from Morning Brew, so that should give you a sense of the type of tools that they're exposing to everyday publishers. So I'm going to go ahead and log into our account. You'll see here, this is our live newsletter account. So we get an instant snapshot of our dashboard. We get our active subscribers, average open rate, average click-through rate. This is for the past 30 days. You could definitely dive way deeper into the analytics if you would like, but you get signups in the past week, all kinds of stats here, like who's on your team, your quick links of your homepage and your landing page. All this kind of stuff is exposed right in the dashboard. So we'll look at a few different things here today. We'll look at some of the writing tools. We'll look at some of the growth and monetization tools. And then we'll look at the tools that you can use to analyze your newsletter as well as grow your newsletter. So there's a ton that we could cover. We're just going to point out some of the things that we use, like the automation and the growth tools and the writing tools. But I definitely encourage you to check it out on your own because there's really a ton that we won't cover today. But these topics that we'll go through should give you a really good sense of some of the things that you can do with Beehiiv. So because we've been using Beehiiv to publish on our platform, we have all of our posts showing here. It gives you quick stats of all your posts, which I really like. It's really easy to see the past performance of newsletters, but we'll just go right into writing and we'll start with a blank canvas. The reason I want to show you this is because they have this slash command option, which is really nice. So you could just start writing if you would like, but really where the power comes into this editor is you can hit slash and look at all these options that you get here. Everything from a bullet list to code blocks to different style headings. You can even embed different types of media, and this keeps expanding, at least since we've been a customer. So everything from Twitter to just recently TikTok and Instagram. Also, you have these premium tools, which you do have to be on their more premium plans to access, which we are, but they have the AI writer, AI images, things like that. I'll just show you what some of these AI tools do because they're actually quite nice. Let's break down the difference between Bubble and Adalo. I don't know. I actually haven't tried this, so not sure if this will work or how well this will work, but let's see what happens. I'm going to hit generate text. This will just take a second to spin up. Hopefully, we might have to iterate on this if this is not giving us a good answer, but it looks like it is. So it's giving us a breakdown of these two platforms. Super cool. You can go to the settings. You can actually adjust some of these options. Like we could say we want 4 paragraphs and generate a heading and then hit regenerate. And I'm not going to go to all the features here, but you'll see really quickly how this becomes super powerful if you're trying to put together a compelling newsletter. So now we've got 4 different paragraphs. You can also go in and change the language, which is super cool. If you have an international audience, the tone of voice from funny to academic, there's just like a ton that you could do. You can generate images via AI. You could put polls in your newsletter, which we actually use to gather feedback from our newsletters. I'll show you what that looks like here. But the writing tools are second to none. There's a ton of customization options that you can get into in terms of your sort of like your style sheets and your drafts. But I just want to give you a basic overview of the editor so you could see some of the things that you could do right out of the box in the editor. Okay, So moving on now, I'm going to show you what a poll looks like. So this is going into the stats of a newsletter that we recently sent. So you can see the ratio of clicks dispersed throughout the newsletter, what people clicked on. If I were to expand this, I would see everybody's email, who clicked on what link. I'm not going to do that for the sake of privacy. How many opens there were, how many clicks were, how many unsubscribes, how many spam reports. You can also see the result of your poll. So we have this basic poll in each newsletter. What did you think about the newsletter? On this one, we have 26 votes. 96% loved it. Someone did not like it. There was actually a comment here, which is great. So we can see how this works. Too many short points, felt cluttered. So good feedback for us. We use this feedback, to shape the future newsletters and how they're going to look. So it's really good to be able to quickly introduce a poll into your newsletter without having to write any code, anything like that. Another thing I want to show you why we're here in terms of writing is automation. So we have a couple different automations happening here. One is what we're calling a YouTube drip email, but essentially what's going on here is you can set up different triggers and actions to happen based upon events that occur in your newsletter. So this is a basic example, but essentially what we want to do here is show somebody our YouTube channel, or we want to promote our YouTube channel to a new subscriber approximately 15 days after they sign up for our newsletter. So they sign up for our newsletter, they become warmed up, they get a newsletter each week, then bam, after 15 days, we automatically send them an email promoting our YouTube channel to convert them into a subscriber on our YouTube channel and expose them to the content that we're creating here, like this video. So this is super visual, but you can choose the trigger, which would be signed up. They have a couple different options. You can wait a certain amount of time. So we have 15 days, and then it's going to send this email. And you can actually go in and edit this message here if you would like, but this is what the email that we send happens to look like. So again, very visually appealing. You can embed GIFs, you can have buttons, you can have all kinds of different content like embedded YouTube videos, all this kind of stuff. You can preview, you can test. You can see how it looked on mobile. Everything's super cool, responsive, quick, nice, and highly engineered. I really like Beehiiv for that reason. It's a professional tool, 100%. So let's go ahead and go back here and just give you a sense of some of the reporting tools that we have. I'm not going to get too much into the audience tools because I don't want to expose any private data, but we can go to the analyze and we can take a look at, for instance, our post report. And check this out. A really nice dashboard is built for us based on the past 30 days. We can adjust this to be the last 7 days, for instance, and drill down really into the data, get really nice reports. This is super helpful if you want to give any analytics data to prospective advertisers, et cetera, et cetera. It's all here so you can have access to it and really understand who's clicking through your newsletter. Other settings that are worth mentioning here, there's a couple different integrations. They do have an API. So if you're interested in that, it is available. They have this design lab where you can really get into the nitty-gritty details of all the color response settings of your newsletter, really make it completely your own. They recently released a design lab so you can build your full-on website, customize the styles, the colors, everything on your website. We built this newsletter landing page for our newsletter. It looks really nice. It's on brand. We were able to do this in a half a day's time. So their website editing tools are excellent. Coming back here, a couple other things just worth mentioning while I'm poking around here. You can connect your site to Google Analytics so you can get the analytics for the web portion of your newsletter. They have a ton of sort of growth tutorials in their Learn section. So I'd highly recommend checking that out. Another thing here that's really helpful is they do have in the settings, I believe it's in the publication. Yeah, subscribe forms. So subscribe forms are really helpful. We don't use them that much, but you can create an unlimited number of subscribe forms with different colors, different call to actions. You can embed these on your website. They do have different embed options with different styling. So you can put these forms on your website to capture user data, and it handles all the validation and authentication of the user for you on the back end. You can import subscribers via CSV, which we do quite regularly. You have an RSS feed for your newsletter. If you had a premium newsletter, you could charge for customers. We don't do that, but that is built in out of the box. You can set up your custom domains. All of that kind of stuff is built in here to Beehiiv. The one last thing I want to touch on is they have a feature called Boost. So Boosts go both ways. You can monetize your newsletter via Boost. You can also grow your newsletter with boosts. So on the monetization side, you can essentially get paid to push other people's newsletters in your newsletter, or you could pay other people on a bidding model. So we pay $1.50 per subscriber, for instance, to run ad for your newsletter and their newsletter. And then every verified subscriber comes through, you would have to pay to that newsletter for sending that subscriber. Super organic way to grow. You can set your own budget, add funds to your wallet when that expires, and you won't have any more boosts. It's a super cool tool to both monetize and grow your newsletter. So I'd highly recommend checking out the Boost. And finally, they have a built-in referral program. So one of the things that a lot of people complain about with newsletters is there's no way to have a referral program. But with Beehiiv, the referral program is totally built in. You can set up your fulfillment, you can configure your rewards. It could be merch, it could be virtual products, it could be all kinds of different things. So there is a ton that you could do with the referral programs. I would highly recommend that you utilize this as a way to grow your newsletter. That's how you're going to get people to share your newsletter organically with their own audiences or their friends and family. So this was a super high overview of Beehiiv, the newsletter platform built for growth, but I hope that it gives you a good walkthrough of some of the features, some of the ways that we use Beehiiv. One would be definitely the workflow automations. One is just a way you can completely style and customize your website. And then finally, we definitely use the Boost for the monetization and the Boost for growth. Those are great features, as well as just all of their content and things like the AI writer, the ability to add social and GIFs into the newsletter, really allow you to customize it, make it feel interactive, make it fun. And it's been a great platform for us. We came from Review, which was a newsletter tool that was acquired by Twitter, which has since been sunsetted. So I'm glad that we switched to Beehiiv. But even if it had been sunsetted, we never looked back when we switched to Beehiiv from Review. These features here are absolutely second to none. Hope this video was helpful. Hope it gives you a good review of Beehiiv. If you like this video, please sure to like it and subscribe, and we'll catch you soon.